The idea in the beginning was original, unique, intelligent, simple, and perfectly suited to the YouTube platform. To create the most ridiculous, massive, unhealthy meals out of foods that were already ridiculously unhealthy.
Okay, so you guys should know by now that I have absolutely no chill. I'm a menace behind the scenes and on camera every time I get.
Ready?
We're millennials.
Right over here, sir. Ready? Young people, I love you.
What's your biggest issue with minorities right now?
None.
None. So that's our answer.
If you ever hear a rumor about me, you should probably believe it's true and maybe even worse. So I say this because have you ever had someone try to expose you on a podcast? Because I have.
So who's Will?
Right.
He's like this
Will's
guy
like this
you had
jacked-
on.
He's like perfectly shredded, dude.
I hope he's not black. Is what that guy's saying.
Listen, nobody could ever come out and be like, oh, William Haynes isn't nice. I never pretended to be nice.
Yeah.
I walk up to him, he goes, "You really think you're funny, huh?"
With the side eye.
Yeah.
You really think you're funny.
Like, you really think that?
Anyway.
He always looks exhausted.
I'm not like Ellen. I don't have this huge on-camera personality that's all nice. No, this is me. I will tear you to shreds. I'm gonna blow your back out, bro. Who scooted this chair out, first off? And since two of the main people who tried to expose me are Canadian, first off, I'm coming out blazing. Why do y'all talk like that? Why do East Coast Canadian people have that accent? It's weird. How are you on a podcast trying to expose me when you talk like this chick?
And what I don't like is if the business is true, that you left your moms in the hood, somebody go smoke that youth. You don't leave your moms nowhere. You have money and you left your moms there? Yo, you're sick to my stomach, fam. But if it's not true, Shorty's just talking shit.
The Toronto accent gotta be the worst accent known to man.
I want to talk about Harley Morenstein, Steve Zaragoza, and Mike Falzone trying to, come out and expose me to their audience on Dynamic Banter. But first, I want to also talk about this Canadian chick. So you ever scrolling on somebody's Instagram and you like, damn, this chick is fine. And then you follow her and then she follows you. And then you find out she's a comedian and then you caught feelings? Yeah, that was me.
How do you guys know each other? Oh, you were in the dance school. Okay. So you're going to be the reason why they're on a pole soon.
I'm telling you, for a while, I thought Czar the Star was the one.
Are you guys married? Oh, that's your dad. Okay. So do you want to set me up? Ooh, okay, girl.
But I was wrong. I was so wrong about Czar because the more of her clips and her, not just stand-up, but her clips of her talking, the more red flags that came up.
So I fell in love with a nerd. How does this, is someone putting a curse on me? I fell in love with a nerd and he broke my heart. So obviously I have to his idol. Anyone know how I can get in contact with Bill Nye the Science Guy?
So, she was like, oh, I'm in LA. Let's make some content. And I was a fool. I shouldn't have had her on my podcast.
So you're also a comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Not only are you
I
also...
do stand up. I feel like you have to do it for 10 years to call yourself one.
See, there's a whole bunch of comedy gatekeeping, but I call myself a comedian, and I got like 5 stand-ups.
Yeah.
Don't call yourself one then. No, I'm joking.
But I'm not scared of comedians.
That's what Wikipedia says. It's too late.
My Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
Oh, really, bro? You're a comedian and I'm not? Have you made 20,000 people laugh at once before?
First off, I should know not to try to date anyone in the same industry as me because it's just going to be weird. We can't both be comedians. 2 negatives, oh, they do make a positive. Well, it just wouldn't have worked anyway, okay? Even if she hadn't said that she wouldn't be there for me if I had got stabbed when trying to take her out.
I'm just on the subway and like literally there's a stat where like 1 person gets stabbed every day on this one train. And I was on that train and I'm like, my dreams are gonna keep me alive.
I hope someone got stabbed earlier.
I would protect you.
I hope it's already done for the day.
I would protect you if I was there. If
Thank you.
Like they would have to have a knife or a gun to stop me.
That's how you get stabbed, with a knife.
But I like saving her. Like I would be like a hero. Like
Oh, you would just jump in front of the knife.
yeah,
and
I'd
be like, that was the
I
one
can't
thing.
fight him.
Yeah,
and once he
yeah.
sees the blood, he'd be like, oh shit, I didn't really want to
Just
hurt
knock him
anybody.
around.
This is grand theft. Then we give him your money and shit. But then you would be like at my side, like at the hospital. You'd
There
be
you
like,
go.
He really
No, I
protect-
wouldn't. No, I
Take-
wouldn't. No, I
Take-
wouldn't. No, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Be like, no, I wouldn't.
Like if
What
I
the
got
hell?
stabbed,
Why would
like,
I go to the hospital?
Like seriously, like yeah, you would be
It's
there.
2 a.m.
Like,
She gonna go sleep.
I didn't tell you to do all that. No, I'm joking.
But yeah, her clip about Bill Nye though, I had to DM her. I'm glad we never actually dated because it would have not. If you gonna F on Bill Nye just to get at me, first off, Harley Morenstein has some nerve trying to expose things that I said privately behind the scenes to him when he's one of those people who think that they're so counterculture. He thought it was cool to not watch Shrek for like 20 years. He admitted he didn't see Shrek until like 2022.
You
Shrek so
want to know
much.
what's so crazy?
What?
I watched Shrek the first time like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Swear to God. I have this thing when people love something so much, I don't want.
Dude.
I'm like, I'll wait till it's quiet,
Yeah.
and then I can enjoy it
I'm
myself.
very similar.
And I thought Shrek. I was like, in 3 years, people will stop making.
you're really
it's like
hyping this
20
up.
years later. I'm like, okay, I'll watch Shrek. It's not. It's getting more popular
Yeah.
now somehow.
Dude,
Bro, you sound like Darren.
Everybody loves something. I already wrote it off in my head. And I hate that I do this, but damn. When y'all are overhyping a movie, oh, it kills me.
And if you're about to be mad at me for my Canadian slander, you won't believe what Harley said about British people.
And I was in London, England. So weird is to be like me. I'm like so big and hairy and taking up all this space. I'm
Sure.
in London, so I'm dressed wrong.
They're
and
looking at
I'm
you and
there,
they're like, "Ew,
and I'm
gross."
like, everyone here's so ugly. I'm like the biggest, smelliest guy on the tube.
Did you kiss anybody while you were there?
No.
Okay.
No one would want to, so that's why I went like that. I was like, this whole country's ugly anyways.
yeah.
Have you kissed somebody
Yeah.
with an accent?
I don't know, dude. There's some fine British women. I'm more on agreeing with Falzone about his assessment about how Canadians be looking.
And in Montreal.
Yeah.
And when I went to Montreal, some of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life, with the grossest like stack of melted chocolate men I've ever seen. Like just that, like
There's some fine Canadian people. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I went to Canada, I was like, damn, so everybody is out here is gorgeous. And you know, I be in LA, so I agree with Falzone on that. It's just the way that y'all talk is weird.
No, oh my God. In Toronto, there's a comedy club. This is probably the most amount of club they're going to get, but...
You got to give Harley his flowers, though. He has one of the most unique come-up stories and was one of the earliest YouTubers to achieve a bit of mainstream success. So imagine you're him. You know, it's the early 2010s or maybe even the late 2000s, and you start posting videos on this website nobody has heard about making the most epic and extreme food combinations. And those videos do well, and they keep doing even more well. And then there becomes a huge culture behind all of those things, and you're just a substitute teacher or whatever the hell he was. And now all of a sudden you're on Jay Leno.
You know, I'd seen a couple episodes of Epic Mealtime on the web, and I thought it'd be fun to have the guys come to my garage and shoot some. Big mistake. Big mistake.
This was a big deal. You remember Crush the Blacks? Why he say that?
Pluto ain't a planet. Get that out of there. Let's get some color correction up in this bitch. Crush the blacks. That's not racist. That's a color correction term.
And you gotta give him his credit because Harley has tried everything. Okay, he's like, I'm a YouTuber, I'm an actor.
Bro. Hey there. Hey there yourself, fellow facial hair aficionado. Yeah, not as good as you. My God. New Jersey, eh?
He's even got stand-up clips from like a decade ago, okay? He tried it all, let alone boxing.
Oh, he might have run away scared.
Hold on, what? Oh, is that? Harley's in the crowd. Oh my goodness. Harley is in the crowd looking like a Shield member or Solid Snake. I don't know. Charlie, what is going on here?
I'm not quite sure. This is just a psychopath out there.
So Harley and I have known each other casually, I think mainly from being at Steve's house for the past couple years. Yeah, we never really worked on anything together, even though he's been on SourceFed multiple times. But where Harley and I actually hung out or got to see each other was when, like I said, we went to war together. We were both on Creator Clash. So, yeah, 3 grown men, 3 40-year-old plus men on a podcast sure do have a lot to say about what I said to them privately. And folks, I hate to break it to you, but it's all true.
Has lived in my brain
Which
ever.
Will? My Will?
Will, yeah, Will Haynes.
Fellow boxer Will.
Fellow boxer.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, he's like, dude,
I know.
you got punched out of the ring.
Dude, he loves
out of the ring.
Dude, can I tell you?
I would be humiliated.
Yeah, he loves doing that. He'll come over and he'll.
It's all true. Everything they said, I said. Yes, I did say it. Okay, let's start with Foul Zone.
You know how I met you guys across the street?
Yeah.
I walk up to him, he goes, "You really think you're funny, huh?"
With the side eye.
Yeah.
You really think you're funny.
Like, you really think that?
So yes, I didn't see Foul Zone for like 6 months, a year or something until we recorded that episode of Dynamic Banter. And so when he's walking up to us, the first thing I said to him is, "You really think you're funny, huh?" Because you see him on his social media. Foul Zone definitely thinks he's funny. And he confidently responded to me. He's like, "Yeah, this people in some show he just did, these 200 people sure do think I'm funny." And look, let's be honest. We're comedians here. You need to be this confident in your comedy if you want to reach the higher echelons of what comedy is. If you want to be like a comedian like Foul Zone or like me, if you want to be a person who eats off of their comedy, you need to know that you're good at it. And you should be confident in it. And if you're like, "Oh, I don't know if my jokes are funny," you probably ain't gonna make a career out of it, okay? Foul Zone ain't sensitive. And also, let me be honest with you. The reason why I press people so hard, I've had to think about it a lot, is I grew up as the shortest kid in my class. I was constantly bullied. I was constantly made fun of. And I would tell my parents, and my mom would say, "You need to learn how to make fun of yourself before they make fun of you." I don't think that's the best advice. I think that's why I got driven into that self-deprecating humor that I used to do and I relied on for so long. But at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I make fun of myself too much. I'm going to go for the jugular on other people. And that's how you end up where you are now, especially when folks are bigger than me. Somebody I always do this to is Jarvis, because he's huge. And Harley, I got to admit, Harley said I was making fun of him because he was hanging out with Hassan. And when 2 6'7" mother lovers in front of me, the short kid inside of me is like, go for him, fight him, beat him up. I don't know why. It's something left over from my childhood that when I feel like people are bigger than me, I want to beat them up.
Anyway,
he always looks exhausted.
He is always exhausted. This person says that
He always looks like he just came up from like the ocean to tell you something.
Yeah, he's tired. Yeah, he is pretty tired to tell you.
So he was saying that I was exhausted, and it's absolutely true. As you may recall, for Creator Clash, I had 2 weeks or 3 weeks of notice, 2 weeks of training where I had to lose 15 pounds in that amount of time. So when you got about 15 days, I had to lose a pound every single day. So, not only was I not eating, I was also training in a boxing gym with real boxers who were beating me up every single day or every other day. I was getting sparred on. And like I said, Creator Clash is the only fight I won. The one y'all saw is the only fight I ever won. But so at the time, I look back at some of the clips from Creator Clash, especially when I'm talking to S-Friend before the fight. That is not me. That look on my face that you see that doesn't look like me of now is because I was in absolute fight mode. My trainer had brought that dog out of me. So, I was one of those people. I remember I kept saying it to everyone after Creator Clash. I was like, I guess we're all just so glad this is over. And I was like, no one's really agreeing with me. I was like, I think I might be the only one that's super glad this was over because even though I had the least amount of time doing it, I was ready for that stuff to end. But yeah, I made fun of Harley because he got knocked out of the ring.
Cheeky right hand though from Harley, and he goes down. You're all good, Harley. You're all good, baby. Get back in there, big dog. How you doing, big man?
Before I ever became an actual boxer, when I used to just watch boxing super casually, Like, didn't even know their names, only knew two people. I only knew Anthony Joshua and Ryan Garcia. And I will watch and laugh so hard at boxers falling out of the boxing ring. It's actually super sad, super dangerous, because you can obviously get hurt really bad falling out of the ring. But for me, I will watch this on repeat. I would show it to my sister. Like, people falling out of the boxing ring is really funny. And that's what happened to you, Harley. What he's saying is, yeah, I pressed him and Hassan, and I was like, you fell out the ring. In anime terms, you lost. In anime, if you fall out the ring, you lost the battle. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, one of my real life friends in the comment section was saying that Harley does a really good impression of me. That's what y'all think I sound like? A version of me, yeah, definitely. He was pretty close.
Dude,
I know.
You got punched out of the ring. He loves out of the ring.
Dude,
First off, they love me on Dynamic Banter. I'm getting talked about on an episode I'm not even in, okay?
But anyway, apparently that episode with Will has lived in this person's brain ever since the release date. I cried so hard laughing at Transformers cum and the unthinkable act of making Transformers forget about their cum. Because
I should say less. I'm listening to last week's episode, I guess.
I explained the cummy.
The one person on Earth who's locked in at the synopsis.
Right. I'm in.
I don't need.
We were in opposite locker rooms, but we were both there. So we have very opposite experiences. So by coincidence, most of the people in my locker room, the blue locker room, won Creator Clash. So everybody was coming back from their fight and being like, yeah, we won. And it was so funny talking to him after. He was like, it was the opposite experience in the other locker room where most people lost. And I didn't think of it that way. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. Harley Morenstein should not feel bad about losing his boxing match because he did not fight a YouTuber. The rest of us fought YouTubers. I fought Chris Raygun, the snark guy, and he fought me, a YouTuber. Harley Morenstein fought a WWE wrestler. These people are used to taking so much damage. Harley could have punched that man 1,000 times in the face and he would have gotten up the next day and got a ladder thrown at him. Around that time last year, I had gone and watched the big WrestleMania or whatever with Falzone and Matt Robb and all of them. And I was like, no matter how somebody throws a ladder at you, I know wrestling's fake. I know they figure out how it's going to go before and after. I don't care how somebody throws a ladder at you. That's going to hurt. Okay? That's not like taking a punch or a kick. Getting a ladder thrown at you anywhere, it's going to hurt. So Harley fought that dude. Huge.
Massive. Do it yourself, he said. And there's the jab once again from Harley. Big right hand from John.
Gets in.
Another one. Puts
He's got him cornered now. That's going to be tough to get out of.
Oh, another right hand.
Jones' right hand. He needs to be moving to his right. Look at that. He's walking straight onto that right hand.
And again, you keep seeing his...
Huge right hand, and that's it. Referee waves it off. But hey, you've made it when Sunny V2 has made a salacious video about you.
In the beginning, everyone was talking about them on YouTube, Facebook, Reddit, and even in real life, which was the first thing that gave them a massive advantage over every other YouTuber. The Gamer from Mars mentioned a similar phenomena around 4 years ago in his video talking about the group.
I remember back in the 10th grade, whenever there was a new episode of Epic Meal Time, all the kids...
All Sunny V2 does is tell you the most depressing story of how somebody's life used to be great and how it became really bad. One of my favorite videos about his is the guy who worked so hard his whole life. His father owned the company that creates stuffed animals for the carnival. And so he worked so hard for 40 years of his life and he retired with hundreds of millions of dollars and he gambled it all away in the casino. Definitely let him do it. Similar to the Bruno Mars situation. It's a great video. But Sunny V2's video about Harley Morenstein, wow, no shots pulled. He's pulling in receipts.
Opposite side of the world over here, it was the same story. The first thing you wanted to do after you discovered Epic Mealtime was tell your friends and family about this channel that made the most outrageous food imaginable. For some reason, Epic Mealtime just generated more word of mouth discussion than what felt like any other channel at the time.
Unable to keep my viewership. See, I can't wait until Sunny V2's views starts dropping off and somebody can make a slanderous, salacious video about him. But we don't know what that fool looked like. We all just know he talks like this.
To watch each and every episode until completion, very few competitors stood a chance against Epic Mealtime. After only 9 months on YouTube, their channel achieved 1 million subscribers faster than any other YouTuber up until that point. And
I did not know that Epic Mealtime was originally one of the fastest or the fastest channel to get to 1 million subscribers at the time. So yeah, give him his flowers. They really did it. How Harley gonna say anything about me when his videos used to feature a calorie counter? Thank goodness this man is an American, okay? Thank goodness he's Canadian, because that stereotype would have taken us back 20 years. Also, what is a turducken? He comes across as a very happy person until my name comes into the conversation on a podcast.
On the show, there was this man
Will.
who helped. What's that?
Will?
Different guy.
Not different guy. He his.
So, in conclusion, you know, maybe you're like me, and when you were young, you used to get bullied, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school, and maybe even college to a certain extent for some people. And I spent a lot of my life feeling bad for myself, feeling down, not feeling so strong, and I may have overcorrected just a tiny bit. Listen, don't let what somebody's saying about you on a podcast, let that stuff go in one ear and out the other, unlike me, who's gonna sit on it and think about it for months and come up with my plan to get back at them. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. What I'm saying is, don't be like me, and because you don't want to see yourself go from being bullied to turning into the bully. That's not for everybody. It's not for everyone, because I'm a bully to the bullies. Like I said, I only want to beat people bigger than me, and it's just something natural in my instincts. So what my advice to you is to be good to everyone, except the bullies. We can all gang up together on the bullies and beat them. Who's with me? Check out this other video I did about something really important.